And welcome back. I decided to stop out here at the site of the old passive mob project because I was running low on saplings back at the tree farm, and I know there's a bunch of them here, so I thought I'd come up here and get them. There we go. That ought to be more than enough. And while I was here, I was kind of thinking, what should I do with this area? I spent a lot of time here taking a very large area, 300 blocks on a side, and basically, because of the project I was working on up there, the passive mob system, I was redecorating the whole area in early Surface of the Moon, and eventually I had the goal of flooding the whole place to prevent passive mob spawns anywhere except in the tower. The tower, of course, was made completely obsolete when 1.8.1 came out, and I abandoned the project, and it's been sitting there since then. So I'm wondering if anybody has suggestions of what I might do in this area now that the passive mob project is obviously not going to work. Other than that, I was thinking that I would walk back, because normally I take a portal to come up here. In fact, that's the only way I've ever come up here, is by way of a portal. And so I thought I'd walk back, because south of here is the mansion. So I thought I'd walk back and see what I can find between here and the mansion, and so on. There might be something interesting, maybe a ravine with a lot of ores exposed or something. And so I'm going to walk pretty much basically south from here, which will be easier once I get up onto the ice over here, and see what develops. Okay, now this is interesting. I see something over here. Could this be an NPC village? I certainly never built anything over there. Yes, that's an NPC village house. And there's a goofball in there standing on a table. In fact, there's two goofballs in there. Oh boy. Can you say chunk error? Obviously, this part of it here just generated, and this area over there had been generated. I don't see anything else around here that would be part of this village. Ladies and gentlemen, this is small town Minecraft. A house and a quarter. That is priceless. I'm serious, that is absolutely priceless. Okay. Something occurs to me here. This is 1.1, and at this point, those yahoos will stay in that house until I go and open one of the doors, at which point they will wander off somewhere and never be seen again. So I think what I'm going to do is, let's see, I've got some cobblestone here. I'm going to build a wall around this place, 2 blocks high, so that they can't get out. And then I'm going to work on doing some renovation and expanding. I think that's the thing to do. Once I get my mouse wheel to cooperate. So I think I'm just going to start there and build a two block wide wall all the way around this place. And that way when the yahoos get out, they won't get away. And then when I upgrade to 1.2, they will do their reproducing thing and so on. You know, I'll build more houses for them. They'll reproduce and see how big we can grow this village. I can see I'm going to need more cobble. Well, there's desert right here. I'll just grab some sand. That should be far enough. So I'm going to go ahead and build this up with the cobble I've got, and then harvest some sand and finish it, and then go from there. Okay, I'm out of cobble, so I'm gonna head over here and mine up some sand and finish this wall, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Alright, I'm back. And I say that because the last clip you just saw was recorded 2 days ago. And the reason for the delay is that I've been sick. But I'm doing a lot better now, and we're back at it. As you can see, I've completed the wall around the place, 2 blocks high with lighting on it to prevent anything from spawning on the wall itself. I have filled in this area right here that was water and filled that in with sand, and right here that was between the houses, or the house and a half, I filled that with sand. And as you may have noticed, there's a villager outside, and it's not because I let him out. And the reason for that is he let himself out, and he did that because I'm now on 1.2.3, since Optifine has finally been upgraded to work with it. I'm using the A3 preview version, but it seems to be working pretty good. And what I'm thinking now is, well, for one thing, this half a house needs to be completed. And over time, I want to replace all of this ice with sand or dirt. But it'll be fine to leave it the way it is right now, because if nothing else, nothing is going to spawn on that ice. But what I want to do is get some wood together and some cobblestone, and start by finishing up this second house and then building more, so that hopefully these guys will begin to reproduce and raise the population above 2. So I'm thinking, I've got a bunch of saplings on me. I'll go over here and plant them, get some wood going, and have that for some material to work with. And while they're growing, I'll dig down in here and get to some of the stone underneath here and mine up some cobble. Actually, it would probably be better if I went back over to the Yes, I will. I'll go back over to the passive mob area. There's a crap load of gravel over there, so I'll just go over there and grab some gravel, and I think there's some bones there too, so I can speed up these trees. So I think I'll do that. I'll plant a few more trees here, and then go do that. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, let's see about doing something about this house. No, not right up against the wall. One of these dipsquirts will get on that thing and go over the wall, and that'll be a problem. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Just kind of continue this design out, I guess. I think the majority of the houses I build are going to be a lot smaller, at least for the time being, because I just want these people to have enough space where they start doing their breeding thing. Okay, go ahead and use logs around the window frame. I don't have any glass or glass panes with me right now, but I can get them later. Come on. There. Alright, I'll just get up there and do something about a roof. Let's see, I'll need some stairs for that. That ought to be enough for a start. I thought these guys were supposed to stay in the house at night. And here it is night, and that one doofus is running around outside. Wonder what that's all about. Okay, got a few more stairs. And this one can be finished. Okay. Alright, it's not the greatest place in the world, but it's a house. It's finished. It has a door. In fact, let's put in a second door. Because I watched Doc M77's video about villagers, and apparently one of the things that determines how many of them there are is how many doors you have in the buildings around there. So I'm going to make sure each building has at least a couple of doors. Oops. Okay. There's a door. Steps going up to it. Let's get some light on the subject. And while we're at it, I knew that was going to happen from the torch. There. Second house ready to occupy. Yo, dude, why don't you move in? Alright. Now I'm going to try for another house, and this one is going to be a lot more plain and basic. Yeah, not where I was aiming. One of the reasons I want to get rid of the ice is that moving around on it is somewhat problematic with all that slip and slide stuff going on. Okay, let's do this. I forgot that's where I'm going to put a door. All right. Okay, now I just got to get up there, put a roof on the top of this thing, pop some doors on it, and we're in business. This one is just going to get a very basic, plain cobblestone flat roof. And I'll pop a couple of torches on there to make sure that nothing spawns on there. Okay. Two more doors and we're in business. Yeah, I know, it's ugly. But what can I say? This is the poor side of town. Okay. It ain't much, but technically it's a house. It's got doors and a roof. It's ugly, but I don't care. And now I'm going to take some time here and build 3 or 4 more of those, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Okay, I now have 3 of these little cracker box houses built. And I know they look small, but they qualify as houses. They have walls, doors, and roof. And I'm curious as to what these guys are going to do. For that matter, I'm curious what they are doing. They're out here. And as I understand it, at night they're supposed to go inside and close the door. Yeah, you. And this guy. I don't know what's going on with these people. Okay, I just heard a door, so one went inside, I think. And there's the other one. So the question is now, what's it going to take to get them to reproduce? There's 2 of them. There is a total of 5 houses. I would think that this would be cause for them to do something about raising the population. And I think what I'm going to do here for right now is I'm just going to pillar up a little bit, stay out of the way, and kind of watch what's going on for a little while and see what they do. And I'll check in if they do anything interesting. Okay, got a little bit of an update here, and it's proving that I think these certificates are dumber than they look. Because this one has moved into this house, at least for tonight, and the other one is living in this house. At least he was there a minute ago. Yeah, he's in there, walking on the table. Their original house is currently unoccupied. They're staying in separate houses, and there is no reproducing going on. So I'm beginning to wonder if there is maybe a threshold of the number of doors or houses or something that makes them begin to reproduce. Apparently, if there is, I haven't met that threshold yet. I don't know. I'm going to give it a couple of more day-night cycles and see what they do. Okay, we have our first little villager just now. I wonder how much population they will produce without making more houses. We'll see, but they are doing something. And so this village can be made to grow, and that's the idea. Grow the village, see how big we can make it, how many villagers we can have living here, and so on. Okay, I'm going to give it some more time and see if they come up with another little villager. Okay, here's something interesting. This guy has been standing here staring at me for 5 minutes. And now he decides to quit and go back and say, oh, it's getting dark. Your turn for the staring contest? Why don't you tell your kid in or out? They do a lot of in and out. Or maybe it's the kid that's doing all that, I don't know. Apparently they can't decide what house to live in tonight. These people are indeed strange. The kid is definitely hyperactive. And apparently they've decided to live in that house. So we'll see. We'll see if they produce another little villager. And perhaps I'll be building some more of these houses. From what I saw on the wiki, I was just looking that up. Apparently they will reproduce until they have enough villagers to meet approximately 1/3 of the number of available doors. So if there's if there was 15 wooden doors, there would theoretically be 5 villagers. We'll see. Perhaps I'll build a long building with a whole bunch of doors on it. I don't know, we'll see. They apparently still haven't decided whether or not to be in or out. And no, it's not night, it's just kind of dingy, like maybe it's going to rain or something. Or maybe it is. With that sky, it is raining. It's just that this is technically a desert biome, as you can see on the F3. And because it's desert, you don't actually get rain. So maybe they're just confused. All right. These guys are continuing their odd behavior and sometimes lack of it. And I still don't have much of a clue about what it's going to take to get them to produce enough villagers to fill these houses. And there's definitely a rainstorm going on, but because this is desert, we're not actually getting rain, we're just getting the dark clouds and thunder and lightning. So, what I'm going to do is call this an episode for now. I'm going to watch these guys a little bit off camera and see what they do. And in the next episode, we'll try building some more structures for them. And it looks like the young one has finally grown up, so maybe they'll start another one. We'll see. In the meantime, take it easy. I'm out of here.